Surprise, motherfucker.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yes, you understood it. You fucking asked me that. Well, to be fair, I can't always get hold of it. Well, fuck, you can try. You're gonna say like that.
You wasn't up to the stand-up. Are you talking about the same Eddie I was talking about? America.
Eddie Johnson.
Fuck yeah. This is what you used to sing every morning. America.
That, I'm adding that to the intro. You singing it and the real tune.
Motherfucking day.
Classic.
You just come in. You just come every morning and go,
America.
Fuck yeah. Motherfucking day. That's what I used to say.
Yeah, I'd have to start my day. I'd be phoning him up every morning, like when we wake up. And
Eddie, you can't start the day like that. He went, fuck yeah. I used to say it every morning. I used to say, Eddie, you've not scored on the wee well. What's your thoughts? And he just went, fuck yeah. Why am I so good at it? That's the reason my play. My upbringing was, running away from the police. So,
going up to you and going, Kev! Game of Thrones is shite.
Oh my god.
Robert Gordon is taking out Miss Massey, our assistant. Still in a day's work.
Hey guys, I'm Sai and welcome to Ace Podcast Nation. This is the home of the new look Kevin McNaughton Show. It is no longer crazy football as we know. This is Super Kev Unscripted and this is episode number 11. The show's available live on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. Ace Podcast Nation, of course, your home to many other great shows and series featuring top guests, expert analysts and more. So please give us a follow on social media, subscribe to the YouTube channel, click the bell for notifications, and of course you can get the audio version to all the usual podcast platforms. Super Kev Unscripted is unique and different to all our other shows, as in this series we don't focus on one particular subject, just the current guest's career. We jump around, we answer some questions, we talk about the topics set by the people, nothing off limits, no censors, no scripts. We wing it all the way, and of course the king of the wing, as it were, joining me as ever for this series is none other than former Scotland international, ex-Aberdeen, Bolton and Cardiff City defender, Super Kevin McNaughton. Welcome back, buddy. Someone in the chat has already said, no drink for you tonight, Kev?
It's a school night, so it's only red wine tonight, guys.
Oh, that might be the first one.
Do you know what?
Since the infamous banned show that you've had red wine instead of gin.
Oh, I know. This is when it goes wild, isn't it? You know what it is? I'm just celebrating Jesus come back from the dead.
That's it, mate. That's it.
Just at the weekend.
Got to celebrate. Got to celebrate the man himself.
Body of Christ.
Indeed. It's going to be an interesting one, mate, already. And
why?
It's going to be because...
Why is it going to be interesting?
I decided to name the episode Bad Dress Sense, Bad Person, ? So...
Well, who are you implying?
Well, I haven't got a bad dress sense. Although my missus says I dress. My missus says I dress like I'm still 25. So that's arguable. Right. Do you know anyone with a bad dress sense?
Well, for one.
For Juan.
Why?
Did you say for Juan?
For Juan. For Juan, say it aplenty. For you, what? Why are you wearing a hat in house? By the way.
Because I didn't have time to do my hair. So
I tell you what, mate. I think that's better than your normal style.
Beautiful, and it's also I like to give the Older Way Day apparel a little.
All right,
we shout nod and a shout out, me buddy.
What happened to the old Viagra? Did he get back to us?
Blue Chew, no, yeah, I sent out a tweet. They didn't reply, which is very disappointing.
That's very strange.
But
I can't believe they didn't do it.
thought they'd, be bang
I
up for
thought they'd jump
the
at it.
publicity. Bang up
Pure.
for it. And
Thought
they
they would.
jump at it. The puns, the wordplay is incredible
Oh.
already. The bad dress sense.
I thought they'd.
Bad person, question mark.
I thought they would get a stiffy over our tweet.
That's
I
not
really
wordplay,
did.
man. That's just...
That's just pure
That's just
crude.
on the button.
That's crude. Isn't it?
Crude.
Very crude.
5 minutes in. So, what do you think, right?
Yes.
If you've got bad dress sense...
Does it make you
and
racist?
you've got...
We just never know. We just don't know.
Leslie says, I could have sworn I won a competition. I've got nothing. I'm not in charge of sending the stuff.
This is what
I'd say, Leslie.
Hold on a
You have
second.
to wait
You're in charge
for a couple of
of
weeks.
sending the
The
address to me.
yeah.
Which
I haven't sent
he
you your address,
hasn't
Leslie.
sent. I said this before.
But in fairness, I don't think
"You never
Leslie
sent me
sent
address."
me. He's got to send me his address
Leslie,
as well.
send
your
there's
address.
a process here. There's a process. Has to jump around here. There's addresses need passed on because
I know,
am incapable of reading minds and finding out who you are. I'm not. I'm not.
I think I did have his address previously, but I haven't got it anymore. So it is what it is. But also,
hold on a minute. I've almost got it.
Well, you did.
No, I can't. I can't send it via.
Craig says he got his prize from a few weeks back.
Well done,
Top
Craig.
man.
Was it good?
And,
was it your best present you've ever had?
Indeed. The other thing, mate, as well, is I think you did joke previously that you were psychic. So maybe Leslie thought you were legitimately psychic.
I knew you were going to say that tonight.
Yeah, well. So
Leslie, send it. Send me your. Oh, hold on, she's sending it now. It's 19.
Blue Chew Avenue.
Oh, no, I only got 19. It's gone. It's gone.
So I know it's Rhys David Evans' birthday either today or tomorrow because he mentioned it last week, didn't he? And he
doesn't shut up about his birthday, does he? He's like this.
He's been banging on about it for
I'm
weeks.
going to say his birthday. He makes up his birthdays every week. Honestly, he was like that last week. The week before as well. He was like, "Oh, next week."
I think he just wants stuff, doesn't he?
He wants free prizes, and I'm sorry, but you have to answer questions if you want.
You have to answer questions. I was thinking I might do a question which is on something that we talked about on a previous episode.
Yes.
So
like
historic.
Viagra.
Yeah, but it wasn't Viagra, was it? It was.
No. It wasn't. It was a generic other brand called...
Yes. Cialis? No, it wasn't that.
No.
That was the ingredients, which I remarkably read off.
I was going to say, you seem to have...
ad read.
You seem to have a perfect knowledge of these ingredients.
Yeah, well...
It's almost like you've taken them every day of your life.
Yeah, well, getting old, mate. Getting old. But you don't need to use such products. If you've got a problem, you can also use them as performance enhancing.
Oh,
like going into the old. I was born, mate. I was born to be sponsored by Blue Chew, I reckon. So
I know, that's
Reese's mum
makes it a wee bit firmer.
Reese's mum says
that's a great answer,
Reese's birthday isn't even till tomorrow.
Reese, your birthday's tomorrow?
Milking it.
Right,
He's
well,
milking it.
Unfortunately, the show's not tomorrow, mate, so we can't send you a message.
No. Donna says that she said I think with lockdown, if bad dress sense makes you a bad person, then I'm a very bad person. I mean, in fairness, for the majority of the last year,
a picture. We need a
just
picture,
wear
Donna.
pajamas.
Donna, we need pictures.
Maybe we should have a competition for who's got the worst dress sense.
We should, and pictures should be sent to me, and I will find the winner.
Judge.
That's who the prize can go to. Worst dressed.
Worst dressed.
And you have to send it in, and I will select it next week.
Indeed.
I will reveal the winner. Or once I see these things. Whence.
And Reese has just corrected his mother and said, I didn't say anything about my birthday. It's Saturday,
Reese.
And it's not Thursday. So there we go. Oh, in fairness, Reese's mum said it was Saturday. I said it was tomorrow.
Oh, come on now.
Reese. So it's all going wrong, mate. It's all going wrong.
Reese, get
There
arrested.
we
It. Your birthday's in a couple of days. You're having one of these lockdown birthdays. Oh, it's a lockdown birthday. Can you send me a video? No, we can't, mate. Just simmer down. If it's a 30th, what age are you? Are you 30 or 40? We'll maybe send you one. If
It
you're
was a big
26,
birthday.
if it's 26, we're just like, come on, mate. Nobody
Get
cares if
off.
you're 26. We want a milestone. Reese, what is your birthday? Send it in. Come on.
Indeed, yeah. And I mean, Reese's mum would know. It is. Reese's mum says it's his 30th.
You'd like to know his mum would know his birthday.
Yeah, well, you think
You
so?
would like to
you?
think so.
So, your old buddy Juan
Yes.
has been is under investigation for the Spanish FA have opened proceedings against him for allegedly racist abuse of Valencia's a Valencia defender. I'm not going to butcher the poor man's name. It is what it is. He's
What would you like
denied
to ask
it.
me?
Is he a massive dick?
Is he a racist?
Yeah.
He called me a haggis bastard, mate.
Did he really?
To my face.
Well, there we go.
And he
Case-
slapped me.
Case
Actually,
so
he went like that.
slapped you in the face.
He pulled his glove off and went like that. Went, you haggis bastard. And I was like, wow, that's pure racism at its finest.
Indeed. In your opinion, what's worse? Not racism or bad dress sense. What's worse? His dress sense or his sense of humour?
They were equally bad. I think on a scale of 1 to rugby shirt, he was right up there at rugby shirt. Because who have you ever met anybody who went to football training with a rugby shirt on? Have you?
No. If they did, I think they should be like thrown out.
Well, he turned up with a rugby shirt. I took a picture of him on Instagram. He wasn't following me at the time, but somebody must have messaged him saying, this guy has taken a picture of your rugby top. All of a sudden, I'm getting a message from Juan saying, no respecto. You are a rugger. What is this rugger? It's like, mate, you're wearing a rugby top. I was slagging you. Calm down. We'll move on to the next one because there's 100% next week I'm going to come for someone else you're wearing because your dress sense is horrendous. So that was the way it went, and he just could not deal with me because it wasn't like that. He just overreacting. You know, see if somebody overreacts to something, as in like a small joke. It was only like,
Yeah.
that's a cracking rugby top. Oh, by the way, no respect though. I want to kill you. I will stab you with this chorizo sausage right up my nose. Right, and then that was it. He was really, really, really spicy with me after that. But he did once use my shower gel.
Well, that is.
And
a
I
line
remember it
that you
because
should never
he
cross.
asked me mid shower. Two people who are really, you know, like contesting, locking horns. Do you think you should ever mid shower and go, excuse me? He didn't actually say excuse me, he just went, Kevin, can I use your shower gel? I looked up and I went, yes, Juan, you can, but never ever wear that rugby top again. And I handed it to him. And he used it.
Do I need to get the bullshit bell out again?
But that happened. This
That
actually
happened.
happened.
It's very difficult.
Do you know the stuff? Do you want to know the stuff I gave him? I gave him that
Go on.
minty stuff. Do you know the cheapy
Oh,
minty
yeah,
stuff?
the tea tree, which
The
wakes you up.
tingly. No, the tingly
Yeah.
stuff. You would go.
Woo!
Even he was like, oh, vamonos.
Oh, Kevin.
I think he said, oh, vamonos.
Vamos.
Vamonos.
Vamos.
That's what he said, or something like that. Ay caramba. And then he proceeded to say, you Scottish white asshole. That's what he said. But it's fine. We didn't get on tape, so we can't claim it.
Indeed.
So he's a great lad. He's a great guy. He's a
It's
great
not what
guy.
you said to me just before we went live.
No.
Actually, no, you said he's a great.
I said he was,
No, let's not go
no,
there.
I never said that. He's a right guy. Listen,
You
I
said
don't.
he's a
I
magnificent.
never cared for him. It didn't mean I disliked him.
Yeah,
The same time, did I think he was racist? No.
but
But he came out fighting, didn't he? He was like,
it's
hey,
not
where
true.
is the way on the north? I can't
I
remember what he
mean,
said. It's something like, something like that.
in
And he was
fairness
like,
to him, or in fairness to the other players on the team, and
and
he, the whole
the guy who was
they all
videoing it
walked
had
off
to
the
wipe the
pitch.
screen because there was a lot of. So the guy was like at the screen. The guy was like, and the boy was like, and that was it. That's all I remember seeing. So if
It is what it is, isn't it? Like they, the visiting team or his opponents, they all walked off the pitch. They did
mate,
return.
I
To
seen
play
it.
the
I
game.
seen it. They competed. The boy went off quite rightly because he looked at Juan and said, "That hair is unacceptable. You need a haircut, and your dress sense is horrendous." They all just walked off for that reason alone. But the racism on top of that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
That was it. Loads of people saying that they've worn Cardiff City shirts around Swansea. Reese's mum said that Reese wore a Cardiff City strip around Swansea's the Vetch on a youth club trip.
You know what? I'd wander right down that street, Wine Street. I'd wander down Wine Street with a Cardiff strip on, saying, "Come on,
Absolutely.
then, square go."
Gavin says he wears it around Swansea town.
Oh,
And
listen,
Donna says girls running around in their Cardiff shirts.
I'd walk down Wine
Ran the
Street
Swansea family
naked.
5K
You know
in their Cardiff
what I'm
shirts.
going to do for charity? I'm going to walk down Wine Street naked, giving the finger to every single Swansea fan along the
There
way.
we go. Rob Boyle wants to know, can we get Juan on the show? I don't think he'd come on. But you never know. Maybe.
I think you would. How well? Do you want me to ask him? Because we're
Ask
good
him.
friends.
Yeah, ask him. Why not? Reece says Valencia players were told if they didn't return to the pitch, then they
would all die.
They'd be
horrible death.
punished at gunpoint. No, they'd be punished with a points deduction and a fine, which somehow that seems to be backwards than that. But there we go. It is where it is. I don't want to.
This is all rumour.
I don't want to stay on such a serious subject for too long. But it seemed, we had to.
Serious. Come on. Now.
We had to.
Let's behave ourselves.
We had to address.
See, I really love one. Miss you, baby.
Someone asked you a question. Where's it gone? Leslie asked a question. He says, "Was that Dortmund disallowed goal a good goal?"
Didn't see it.
The Bellingham, Jude Bellingham one. I haven't seen
Didn't
it
see
either,
it,
so I don't know.
it.
So I can't comment. You tell us.
Next. You tell us.
Indeed.
You seem to be outraged by this, so you tell us the answer.
Indeed. Let's have a look. What else we got? Should we do let's have a would you rather just to break things up a bit because we're 60 minutes quick in and out today. Would you rather meet George Washington or Donald Trump?
I don't know. Just have you heard that? Have you heard good things about George Washington?
Off the top of my head, I vaguely remember him. Like he's remembered as an incredible strategic military leader, but I got a feeling he was a massive prick as well. There's just something. Whether he was on the Trump levels is obviously another thing, isn't it? But
do you know what?
With Donald Trump, though, mate.
You know what the best thing about
he's
putting everything
hilarious for his stupidity.
I like golfing, so if I met Donald Trump, I'd be like, Donald, hey Donny, old boy, do you want to get a wee 4-ball on the old Trump course down the road? That is what I'm after, a wee game of golf. So, George Washington, you're a legend, but you've not got any golf courses, have you? The George Washington course. Have you seen any George Washington courses?
No. He's got a statue, and that's it, isn't he? That's what use.
Oh, we'll go and see your statue.
But Gavin says neither one for him, and I don't think he's not getting
Why
the
not,
game,
Gavin?
is he? Like the whole point of a would you rather is you have to pick one.
Would you rather or not decide? That's not the game. It's would you rather. It's not would you rather or not decide to do
Yeah.
anything.
Or sit on the fence and not bother.
Or sit on the fence.
Uh,
That's not the name of the game, Gavin.
Few people saying they'd like to meet Trump for different reasons. Matthew Angel says Donald Trump and whack him with my flip flop. Donna said Donald Trump for me. I want to see if his fake tan is as orange in real life or if the telly makes it worse. Craig says I bet Trump cheats at the golf.
Does.
And Matthew also says he looks like he's drunk 300 cans of iron brew a day. Would you rather
Does that.
listen to music from today, so whatever's out in the charts today, but you can only listen to that for the rest of your life, or music from the 1940s and you can only listen to that for the rest of your life? It's a difficult one.
That's a tricky one.
That's a shite.
It's a tricky one.
But like for me, the music today is utter gosh. But
What kind of? But can we not just select an era? Can we just? I know you've just went from 1940s. Did you say?
40s, yeah. That's why it's difficult, isn't it?
Why is this so? Why are people
because
being
if you
so
said
specific?
60s, if you said 60s,
Why?
like there's loads of good music.
Who suggested this question?
This is just one I've picked off the internet.
That's the terrible question.
No, I thought it was
1940s.
1940s.
No, it's not tricky.
Because you'd listen to the
what music was in
gosh.
1940? What music was good in 1940? Come on, tell me something. Tell me what album was good.
When was like Beethoven and all that sort of?
Oh yeah,
stuff.
I can't wait to put a wee bit of Beethoven on.
Yeah. 1940s music. I'll Walk Alone by Follow the Boys.
That sounds
the
horrific.
Chatonga Choo Choo by Sun Valley Serenade. I'm trying to find like one song which might be like Shoo Shoo Baby by the Pennsylvania Polka.
You're trying to find one song that anybody knows.
Heard of, yeah, that's right, mate. That's right. There's loads of videos on YouTube of the 20 greatest 1940 songs.
In the world would pick songs now, mate. Even
Leslie, I will have a watch the goal. And Leslie, I'll watch the goal and then I'll tell you on the Andy Campbell show tomorrow. If I think it should have been a goal. There you go. Donna says Bluebells over the White Cliff of Dover. There you go.
What's that?
That's a 1940 song.
Oh my God. Let's listen to that while we all go to sleep.
Yeah. So would you take the 90s music for the rest of your life or the noughties music for the rest of your life?
90s all the way.
Yeah. 90s, baby.
Yeah, mate.
90s over everything. Music, films, TV, clothes. It's all there. Would you rather have your own personal cook or your own personal maid?
I quite enjoy cooking, so I'll say maid.
Yeah, I tidying up.
I'm not good at cooking. I like throwing. I'm one of these people
throwing stuff together.
Yeah, start pretending I'm pure Italian. Go that spaghetti, a wee bit of spruzzi on it, and just start throwing like spices on, and just go. Then start sipping away and going. Needs a little bit more ragazza. Yeah. And then you put a wee bit of ragazza on there, and it tastes horrendous, and you just go, and you pretend it's great. You're like, this is the bomb. That's what I do. That's how I cook, guys.
Yeah, you got to add, take away, add a little bit.
Maybe do a cooking program one night called Making Shit with Kev, and we just be like, put a bit of sprazzo on there, and
there you go. There you go. 1940 songs, mate. Right, the people have come to the rescue.
1940 songs.
So Matthew Angel says, Men of Harlech, obviously a classic, gained international recognition when it was featured in the 1941 movie How Green Was My Valley, and the 1964 film Zulu. And you told me Zulu's a quality film. So we're taking 1940s music over today's utter gash. Would you rather
Do you want to know
be...
something funny?
Go on.
One of my Scottish pals who came down to the FA Cup final, he couldn't get in time with a clap. You know that. He was
Yeah.
on. He couldn't get in time with it. He was just all over the place. So it was like, no, you're too fucking early. Oh shit, missed it. No, too fucking early. Yes, I got that. He said it was just like the Cardiff fans were doing this thing where they were going, and I couldn't get the rhythm. It was like, oh, fuck,
that's like the most simple rhythm possible to get, isn't it?
But let's be fair to him, he's never heard it before.
And he's not a Cardiff fan. And
he's not a Cardiff fan, and he doesn't speak
English.
Yeah,
let him off, innit? Let him off.
Let him go with that one, eh?
Would you rather be 4'4" or 7'7" for the rest of your life?
For the rest of my life, I'd like to be wee. I think I would like to be wee. Yeah. I didn't want to be big. You know, like pure rangy arms and you're hitting things and everything. Like a big spider.
Towering over people. It's difficult, isn't it?
No.
Matthew Hall says he tagged Steve McMahon and he says, was that you, Trigger, struggling with the claps?
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't him.
I know Matt. I know
you do.
Stephen.
And you
Stephen's name is Trigger.
Yes.
Due to him being so clever. But it wasn't him, unfortunately. It was a guy called Kenneth Boyle who couldn't do the... No, it's no three claps. And it's no, too early.
So, funny you should mention Trigger. This last week, I've been watching the Only Fools and Horses on the Netflix. And I've come to the conclusion... I watched... The Netflix have got them in a bit of a weird order. They've got like the 2 series, which was like on TV, and then they've got all the specials, which come out like once a year or twice a year or whatever, as like a separate thing, like a separate series. And I've got this controversial view that the specials are much better than the actual original TV series. So there you go.
I would say that's fair dinkum, mate. Fair dinkum.
Interesting.
I'd say that's a good shout.
It's it is. It's I gotta say, Only Fools and Horses classic, mate. I watched that. I'm up to the episode yesterday.
The Christmas ones were special, weren't they?
Yeah, so the one I watched last night, I'm up to where they won the lottery. So when they win, and not the lottery, when they went the clock. They discover they've got that watch which is worth $3.5 million.
They're all stood there and the bets are coming.
And they go out where Dell's fainted, and then they go back, they run back in, and they think it says final bid 3.5, and they think, oh my, 3.5 hundred grand or whatever, and it's 3.5 million quid. It's great. So I'm looking forward to watching the next episode of that where they lose it all, basically. So this it's going to be a classic. Love it. But it's quite sad watching it as well, because a lot of the people who were in it, there's a few of them have passed away since, haven't they? Like, I think Trigger died, didn't he?
Is he? Is he gone?
Yeah, the guy who played Mike.
Yeah, he went the early days, didn't he?
He died when the show was on. Obviously, you've got Grandad dies
Uncle
early
Albert.
on in the show. Yeah, Uncle Albert died. Someone else, I think, as well has died since. It's one of them, isn't it? It's time, mate. Time catches up with all. Do you reckon we ever see another episode of Only Fools and Horses?
I'd love to, but yeah, there will be. There will be like a special, surely.
When was the last one?
The people will demand it, mate. The people will demand it.
But then some of the humour or some of the jokes which they make in some of the earlier episodes, you'd never get that on TV now. Like, they're very close to the bone, like on some subject. But then I suppose I don't think the jokes are necessarily.
Yeah,
they are, because it's obviously, as time has gone on, acceptable language has changed, haven't it, over the years, and
Yep.
what was acceptable on TV back in the early 80s, some of it, wasn't it? It's very different now. I'm just trying to see when was the last episode? 2003. So like that's a long time ago, isn't it? Do you know that's like nearly 20 years ago, the last episode. So yeah, I don't think we see it. We might see a reboot maybe, but I don't think you could do a reboot. Really, this those characters are so special. But
No, 100%.
it's one of them. I'd like to see one. Just like catch up
No,
with them
I'm
because
the same.
their
Like,
kids would be
brilliant.
all grown
Love it.
up, wouldn't they? And
Love that show. I think Wells there is.
be incredible.
That's
incredible.
one of them other
mate.
shows. There's got to be other
Donna
shows,
says
yeah.
they did a Sport Relief Only Fools and Horses recently with David Beckham in.
Oh, the Beckmeister. They never invited me.
Leslie says, did we hear about the guy who beat the bookies at court and he won his payout
Yes.
of £2 million
Heard
with
about
interest?
that.
I haven't read that.
Bet
but,
365,
I'm
I think it was.
So
Pretty
glad
sure
of
it was
that.
Bet 365.
Because they're sneaky bastards. They're like insurance companies. They will try and get out of any big payment. And what they do is when you're lining up the bets, I think they've changed it actually now. Might have even been because of that case. But what they do is when you're lining up, say, like a 15-team accumulator, say, which is like, if you win it, you win like 2 million or whatever. But then what it does, you put it in and you think you're going to get X amount, but actually there's a maximum payout. So you only get
you get like
500 grand or whatever, whatever the maximum is.
If that's not enough.
It's horrible. It's
it's a sting in the tail. I've seen that before with the old. I'm not a horse better, so I put on silly bets. Like for about 7 horses to win.
Yeah.
And it said to me, basically, you've maxed it out, so you don't need to pay as much. So I think I needed to pay 2 pence. That's how wild
the bet was. I
don't like that,
don't.
mate. You don't need to give us that £5. You only need to give us £2.
Yeah, I don't really talk about gambling much these days, but like I used to play the horses a lot, shall we say? And it is what it is. Some days, some weeks were good, some weeks were bad. However, I've never had a lose in Cheltenham. I will say that. That's the only time I really bet now. No. One year I come out with a lot, like fucking nearly 9-10 grand, I think. Can't argue with that, mate. But that was a long time ago.
Grumble with that.
But my problem is I was impatient. Like I wouldn't, if I waited for things like Cheltenham and the big ones, I would do all right. But my problem is I'd bet on like the beach races and the crap which is on day to day. So it's, you can't. It doesn't matter how much research you do and how much you think you know. Those are all the races which are they're fixed, and you got to bet on the top level stuff which you can.
Even that's never guaranteed, is it?
It's a ropey game, mate. Like when we had Keith Gillespie on Mental Health in Sport show, I was talking to him like how much he lost when he moved to Newcastle and he didn't know anyone, and he was getting like 70 grand a week or whatever, and that was about the same time that it turned from you could start phoning in bets instead of going to the actual bookies. Okay. And he said that was a killer for him because previously he'd have been quite careful about, he'd go to the bookies maybe once a day, but because people would know who he was and he didn't want to get photographed, so he wouldn't go back in 2 or 3 times or whatever. But he said once he was able to phone in those bets, that's lethal. And he said he paid like, I think he said, I can't remember off the top of my head, I think it was something like 70-80 grand he lost over the space of like 12 hours or something.
Yeah, I felt the same.
When you're getting paid that much money per week, I think money has less of a value, doesn't it? Like when you're getting paid so much.
It's just a number, Just a number.
It's not real, is it?
Imagine,
do you know what I mean?
You're getting paid a tenner and you're spending 50% of that when you spend the £5. So it's the same with if you're earning 100 grand. If you spend 50k of that, then it doesn't seem like a sum, does it?
No, it don't.
Because you're getting more. So it's hard there.
Yeah, 100%, mate.
And have you got what addiction? Did you say?
Yeah.
An addiction. You're bent over backwards, isn't you? Really, it's hard.
It's a hard habit to break because you're always chasing
well,
it.
you could have
So,
an
like,
addiction.
for me,
You could be earning peanuts and you can have an addiction. You'd be earning
Yeah,
lots of money, you have an
100%.
addiction, and you'd be punting different. Both you'd be punting different things, but you've still got the same illness.
oh, 100%, mate. And like for me, my problem is that because I had that big win, one of the first Cheltenhams I ever did,
honestly, it's
I'm
mad, eh?
always chasing that. So I'd be
It's the
like,
worst thing. It's the
fucking
worst thing that could
just-
happen to anybody who's got that little thing in them.
And you
that
always
they-
think that the next one will get your money back. So like, even if I'd lost all my money
Mate,
and I'd
like,
lost
I'm not a
more
massive
money than I
better.
could have, I had £10 left
Mate,
in my account. I think, well, that £10 is all right because I'll win it all back, and I would take that last £10.
You're not speaking to a massive better, but I've had a few times where I'm, get that wee tingle inside you. Where you go, oh, I'll win it. I'll win it back off of this.
Oh yeah,
That wee, like you feel sick because you've lost, but no, come on, I'll punt this. Do you know what? I do a wee football coupon every now and again, especially when I stop playing. I did 2 coupons, just 2 £5 coupons, not that long ago. No, sorry, it was last week. Last week, Norwich was on one of them, and they obviously drew with Preston, battering Preston. No shots on target. And the other coupon was up. It was basically up. Everybody was up to. So in my head, I was like, I'll take this wee punt. There's none of these teams. I think it was only Norwich that were only 1 goal up. I was like, and then that flips because Preston score. So in my head, I'm thinking, I should have been up £200. So I'll bet the money that I've just won, to get back on the.
yeah.
So that's the mindset you have. You think, well, I need to find that money that I've just lost. That because that money was in that. In my head, that money was already won. That £200 was already won.
100%, mate.
So it's
It's one of them. You've got to be so disciplined with it.
I don't know about you, but I like it for fun. So I put a maximum thing of £30 a week, which is fine. I can afford to do that. So
Yeah,
there's nobody's going to get hurt if I do
if
that.
you lose.
So
Yeah.
if I lose my money,
100%.
then I'd
You've got
rather
to be disciplined,
obviously
haven't you?
it's £30 at the tubes, but it's
Bit of
nobody's
fun.
going to die, but it's a bit of fun. But
Yeah.
I know other people who are like, oh well, no, we didn't win that. Well, boom, we'll put another 50, put another 100. Still chasing till they win what they need to win. It's that's where everything goes wrong, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Like I was trying to use it as a way to, accumulate money each week. So like I just don't do it at all now because I know that I can't. I can't trust myself
No,
to do it. So I just
no,
think,
what?
right,
I'm
I'm
the
not
same
gonna
as
do
you.
it at all.
Do you know when I stopped playing football? Right,
Mm.
my weekends were really it was horrendous. And the worst thing that happened to me was in the first 6-7 weeks, I won 2 really big coupons. So I put £20 on, I think it was a 50 to 1 or something like that. So 51 coupon. So it got a grand in. And it did the same with I ended up putting £50 on a 20 to 1. So it was another grand. So in the space of
Short
weeks,
of sports time, you made a decent amount of profit, innit?
I was up about £1,500. But at the same time, that money was staying in the account. I wasn't like going, take it back. It was, all right, I'll bet on someone else.
Yeah. It didn't come out straight into your bank account.
No,
it stayed in the betting account.
It stayed.
Oh,
it lasted a while. Don't worry. It lasted a long time, but eventually it all went back in. And I was like, oh, well. I thought it was, listen, gambling, anybody who has, I haven't got any I can't really seek advice, but I've seen guys who have had lots of money and really peed it all away through gambling. I would say just play it as a game with what am I happy to lose? And
Yeah.
always have that benchmark. And I know it's
hard,
hard.
isn't it?
See, when you lose that money, you think, "Oh, I'll chase," but
Yeah.
you should always
Well,
have.
that's where you
should
get in trouble, is
always
chasing.
listen. I know guys who are beyond control who just stay away from it completely, and they just say, "No, I can't do it because if I start, then that's me away."
Yeah.
So, which is fine. But
That's what I am. Like,
anybody like
but then I've
myself,
got friends who bet thousands every day, and they make enough. You know, they win more than they lose, and they're banned from most online bookmakers. They have to use private bookmakers, or they use local. You know, it is what it is. And that's the problem. This is why I don't like bookmakers particularly. Is once you start winning on Sky Bet or Bet365, they limit your account. So I think on my Bet365 account, they would stop me betting more than £5 each way because I'd had a couple of good bets. And like, I wasn't betting big stakes ever, but because I'd won a couple of big, like, you know, a couple of lucky 15s or whatever on some nice odds horses or whatever, and they limit everything, so you can never really win big with them. And but if I was losing thousands and thousands of pounds, they wouldn't have limited my account to protect me.
Yeah, no.
And that's what I've got a problem with, I think.
I was thinking, I was like,
obviously,
I said to you, I done a few
talked
bets,
lot
you know,
about his
the mental
problems,
bets.
didn't he?
Oh,
Go on,
Chops,
sorry, mate.
no, sorry. Chops is bad. I've been around Chops when he was betting. He was really quite bad. He was always on about horses. Oh, I'm doing this. Which, like, with the money he's on, he's a young boy. You can't blame. I don't think you can blame him. Like, you can't just go, "Oh, you pissed it away," or what. It just This is all. See, when he gets to about 36 or something, you look back and go, "Oh, I wish I never." But you didn't. Unfortunately, he's not had the experience of doing this and losing and finding his way. For
It's
me,
hard, isn't it?
gambling's a road, and you get to hopefully a crossroads where you say, "Listen, you're not going to win all the time, and don't chase it. You just accept your loss, and sometimes you need to say, right, I'll do it for fun." Gambling for me, like, my dad doesn't gamble. It's quite. My dad's like, dad's a football nut, golf nut, and he very rarely gambles. But I'm chatting to my dad, and he's like, "Oh, my granddad used to gamble every week.
Yeah.
Every single week, my granddad gambled." But that's it. I just seen what it did to him. He got excited about things, and it never fruition. He never ever won big. He never lost big, but at the same time, I just looked at my granddad and thought, nah. My dad said, sorry. He looked at his dad and thought, it's nothing to be profitable about. So
yeah, it's horrible, mate.
Listen,
like I say, I just stay away from
people who have got afflictions to who get sucked in. I hate it. Right? I hate seeing that as well.
Yeah, 100%. Reese asks, did you ever Chops has talked about, you know, and you hear loads of stories about him checking his phone and stuff, and like he's talked, you know, he had a problem with it and whatever. But like, was it noticeable the amount he was gambling? I don't mean the amount of money, but I mean the amount of time spent doing it.
Yeah, he was always like, if he wasn't talking about it, he was on the phone doing it. He wasn't a bit. I think where I noticed it was where we had there was a small card school on the bus, and it didn't usually get out of hand, but when it did, he was involved in it. Chops was always involved because
when you say out of hand, like up in the stakes and
just being daft, right? So we had a thing called 3-card brag, and you stick a fiver down every, like, if you had a good set of cards, it was 3-card brag. So as soon as you looked at your cards, if I had 3 aces, that's the best set. So
yeah,
you would look at your cards. If you had a double, if you had 2 cards the same, you'd put a fiver down anyway. So Chops would have nothing. drops would have absolutely nothing, but it was brag. So unless somebody folded,
You could
well,
keep going.
yeah, he keep going. He would just go. He would do it blind as well. So if you went blind, you didn't need to pay as much. So if you went blind, you'd pay a fiver. The next guy would pay a tenner. So it was like it got silly. So he was like £100 blind, and the guy across was who had a good set of cards was £200. Sometimes he would pull a good set of cards. Sometimes he wouldn't.
Yeah.
But he would take that
Back in
gamble.
it.
He would take that gamble. He would do it blind.
The thing is, I would imagine, like, you guys are there. When you're doing that to pass the time.
Oh,
You know,
just
just
for fun.
something to do. And when you've got someone who's like, I'm not saying him, but just anyone who are up, ups the stakes, it becomes a problem then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If someone loses that amount of money.
Worst thing for me is I was really bored. I went, I'll just play this. I didn't know what we're doing. Which is, just pick. It's no skill to it. It's free card brag. You pick up your card. You see what your cards are. If you think they're good cards and better than anybody else, you bet. So I kept picking my cards up, and I was getting good cards. And I was thinking to myself, is this right? So I was betting. And I got really lucky to begin with. So I was like, winning. Everybody's going, he's coming in all the time, and he's always got a good set of cards. So in my head, I thought, you know what I'll start doing? I'll have a shit set of cards, and I'll just keep coming in, and they'll all think I've got a good set of cards. So I ended up winning quite a bit of money on the first trip. But second trip, had a stinker. Lost whatever I won in the first thing. And so the experience of that is just, it was a good laugh. It was like it bought the time, like you say, it just bought the time. But there was other boys who had a bit of this. They had an ego about it. They just had the winner. It was, and they were quite happy to lose more than they should lose to win, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, for me, it was always fun. It was always fun and laugh. But
that's it, mate. Like, you hear stories about the England squad. There was at one point there was players owing, thousands of pounds to each other from card schools and stuff. And that's when it changes, doesn't it? It changes from just doing something to pass the time. And that's when it can cause issues, can't it? Like,
100%.
do you know what I mean? It's, it is what it is. Like, Leslie says, like the owner, the woman who owns Bet365 paid herself 400 million wage. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's that much, but it wouldn't surprise me because of the amount of made. 400 million wage this year. I have no idea if that's true or not, but it would not surprise me because they make billions, man. They make so much money. Leslie also says I never come across as a gambler. I've always been a bit of a punter, but I don't do it anymore, mate, at all. Really, I probably have like a couple of quid on the Grand National or something like that.
Yeah,
but this year's Cheltenham was the first year that I had no part of it whatsoever. Yeah. I can't, because I can't trust myself, and it's just the way it is. Like, and I've got I got kids, I got a wife, I got responsibilities. I can't just do what I used to do. Some months I would lose my wages in the first week, and I'd go to my mum's for tea for the rest of the month. So I can't do that now. It's it is what it is. It's boring anyway. Let's change the subject.
Right.
We got
left?
10 minutes. Top 10 lists. Let's have something fun.
Come on then.
Let's have something good.
We've not even got any prepared, have we?
Yeah, no, we never have anything prepared, though, mate, do we? But we'll do a quick top 10 list to finish us off.
Okay, top 10 what?
Top 10. How about top 10 football kits worn by Kevin McNaughton? What's your favourite football kit that you've ever played in? What was your favourite kit going back?
Ghana. I had a Ghana strip.
You represented Ghana, did you? No, you played for you in that.
No.
Top 10 gambling sites.
No. We're talking top 10 favourite football strips you ever wore in your life.
Oh yeah, Leslie, we'll talk about those two England games at the Middlesbrough thing tomorrow with Andy, because that's an interesting one. That
Well,
is.
there we go. That's got the taste buds going, didn't it? The old your best
Strips.
ever football strip ever
What's
that you
what's
got
your
given
favorite? What's
or
the
you wore
favorite?
ever been on your skin?
My favorite one, I had a Wales, like a 1970s or something. When I was a kid, I had this Wales strip, just red with a green and yellow stripe down the middle. I don't know what it was. I think it was from like the 70s or something that my old man got for me, because he got me that, and he got me a Cardiff City
Well-
strip, which must have been from around the same area, because it was blue in that cheap, like what the material football kits used to be in, like that really cheap, like polyestery, silky, just horrible
Velour.
stuff. Yeah, like it was just horrible. It was blue and it had like yellow stripes down it. I don't know what era it was from, but those two kits,
Yes.
like as a kid, I just loved them because they were different to everything else that people had. Like everyone else had all the South Wales Echo kits, Cardiff kits, and I had this Welsh kit and this Cardiff kit from God knows when, bygone era.
1950 oatcakes.
And someone stole them from a kids' party when I was there.
Give it.
So it's frustrating. Loads of
want-
people saying different Cardiff City shirts, Cardiff City shirts, and that.
Can you give?
you
know what?
1995 South Wales Echo shirt.
Do you want me to go and look?
80s Welsh. Go on.
Do
Go
you
on.
want me to give me 2 minutes? Well, no, 1 minute, and I can go upstairs and try. I've got a box full of horrendous football strips. My favourite strip ever, I think, is up there. It smells like, like loft
Smells like
smell.
Teen Spirit. Yeah. Go on. If you can get it, just leave your camera on it doesn't go
I'll
off.
leave my camera on. I will go up 1 minute. If I can't find it, I'll come straight back down.
Right.
And
Top man. I'll
2
talk
seconds.
I'll talk to the people. So yeah, you can send any questions you want to ask me very quickly. But in the meantime, I'll tell you some stuff. We got tomorrow night, Andy Campbell Championship show is going to be a good crack. Lots to talk about. Obviously, Norwich City hammered. Scored 7 goals. Cardiff City conceded 5 goals. So much to talk about. And we've also got a WrestleMania preview show dropping in the morning for anyone who likes a bit of wrestling. WrestleMania weekend coming up, of course. And Sunday, we have My Story with David Giles, which is so good, really good. I've completely forgot about the competition for this month, this week. So when the big man comes back, we'll work out a quick question for that, because I completely forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me, Reese. What else we got? It's such a strange time. I find it very difficult to speak to myself. But top 10 comedians. I'll do a top 10 comedians because I love a bit of stand-up comedians. So, in no particular order, I've got Frankie Boyle. I've got... who else do I like? Roy Chevy Brown. I like Jasper Carrott. Adam Rowe. Who else have I got? Ricky Gervais. Special comic. Who else we got? There's another guy, Jason Manford. I like. Who's a Scottish bloke? Kevin. What's his name? The young Scottish guy, Kevin something. Forgotten his name. Him. So is that 10? James Acaster's quite funny. Yeah. Robin Williams, classic. Richard Pryor, classic. Roy Chubby Brown. I used to listen to that a lot when I used to go to sleep. Kevin Bridges, that's the one, yeah. Definitely late 90s, lol. Donna says, yeah, I'm a 90s kid, but not a fan of John Bishop, gotta be honest. It's nothing to do with the Liverpool thing, because Adam Rowe is one of my favourite comics at the moment, but and he's about as scouts as they come. I like my comics a bit rude as well. So like Peter Kay, I felt like he did the same stuff a lot. I like some of the American comedians, Bill Burr, Jim Jeffries, Eddie Murphy. Oh my God, what is that? Woo! For the audio listeners, tell us what that kit is, mate.
I couldn't find my Ghana top, so I found it. I think it's a Southampton top. Yeah,
it looks like a Southampton badge.
I didn't like Southampton.
Yeah.
How?
I never ever supported Southampton, but
So that's Southampton. How did you get that then? Was that given to you as a kid? Given to you as an
honestly,
adult?
this was like a select. There's a handful up there that you'd be like, what the?
Jesus.
So this was like, I was like that. I was like, what? Why? So I thought it would baffle people as to, and I'm baffled because it was given to me as a present. Because I clearly am a Southampton fan. I'm a big, always at the home games.
We didn't do the competition question. So do we do a question about today's show and just do fastest finger first?
What did I say earlier on? What was the thing I said earlier on?
I can't remember.
Maybe
that should be the question.
Yeah, no, I thought I said someone and we'll answer it next week.
Oh yeah, no, that was fake. Worst dress sense. Send your photos in.
Oh yeah,
so
that could be tonight's, and
that
then
could be
we'll do
tonight's
one at
giveaway.
the end. Yes, you will show me it during the week, and I will reveal a winner at the start of the next show.
And we'll do a question then next week.
And then we'll do a question next week
for next week's guest. There you go then. So yeah, if you want to win the competition for next week, you've got to send.
You've got to wear a Southampton strip like this
to the Ace Podcast Nation social media pages, and it's got to be worst dress sense winner, and we'll pick a winner. And indeed, Leslie, send me your address because I don't think I've still got it, and Kev will send you out a print of one of his artworks. And the other thing, Kev, is Leslie's not a Cardiff fan, so I don't know if you've got anything non-Cardiff related that you could maybe send him.
I've got a Southampton strip.
He's a Borough fan, I think. But
he's a Borough fan. Oh,
he is a Borough fan, yeah. And Kate's there as well. Kate, nice of you to turn up, mate. He's, Craig Sullivan wants to know if rugby tops are allowed. Rugby tops for worst dressed. It's almost like
if you're racist,
a must.
If you're racist,
like
a rugby top.
Juan. Yeah, it's a. So while you were away, I did top 10 stand-up comedians.
You did top 10 racists.
Jesus Christ!
What number was one?
I'm not touching that with a barge pole, mate.
What number was one?
Number one was Juan Carla.
Sorry. I'm really pushing the over 18 age thing.
Pushing the boundaries.
Pushing the boundaries.
Any stand-up comedians, mate? Do you really like?
Nope.
No, don't like any stand-up.
No, hate them all.
Hate them all.
Frankie Boyle.
Yeah, I said him. He was the first on my list. Frankie. Yeah, he's a good one. I like like a few people say like Peter Kay and John Bishop, and I don't mind them. Like I don't hate them. I just
you do, mate.
Like,
it sounds like you do. You sound like you hate them, mate.
Yeah, well, I hate most people. In fairness,
I know. You didn't like me. You didn't like me till episode 5, did you?
In fairness, I didn't like you until we did that 2-hour show, which has never made the light of day. Oh. And then we just drank red wine. One day, when I finally open up Patreon,
it's going to be called Wobble You.
It's going to be released on there.
It's going to be called Wobble You, Wed Wine.
It's never going to see the light
Wobble You episode, mate.
It's the band episode. This is all it'll be referred to as.
Yes.
It's a long one as well. It's a shame actually because the crazy football. Even though I prefer this,
crazy football was unreal.
It was a good concept. It's just unfortunate that you can't do it without having the rights to the football clips.
It's a political game. It's a political game.
Yeah, all the big boys, mate. They're trying to bully us.
All the big guns.
So what did we do? We went away and we created something different.
We created something special.
Amy Schumer is absolute dog shit. Well, James Costy, I completely agree with you there. Gaz says quality show. It's been a bit more of a serious show this week, I think. We've talked about some serious subjects, put the world to rights. We can do it all.
We've shown it a red card. I think we showed it the red card.
Showed it the red card. yes, I did have.
Dear
I
Kev.
did have a question. It wasn't a dear Kev as such. It was. I haven't got it now. So basically, I'm going to paraphrase it because I can't remember what it was. It was basically asked when you lived in England and in Wales, were you ever concerned that your children would have English or Welsh accents instead of Scottish? Is that move why you ran back to Scotland also?
This is a tale I tell quite a lot of people. I said, oh, why did you come back to Scotland? Because my son said to me, Daddy,
Daddy, I'll be
Daddy,
going to the park.
No, he said, Daddy, I got asked if I can go to cricket class. I went like,
We don't fit fucking cricket.
just kind of looked around and went, right.
Get in the car. Get in the car.
To head back
to
the motherland. We're heading back to the motherland. Because I do not want to play cricket. Cricket.
Did you make him watch Rabsy Nesbitt?
Daddy.
And,
Daddy. Da. I want to hear the da. All right, da.
Da.
How's it going? You wee jobby.
Piss off, Da.
Da, just do the jobby in my pants. That's what I wanted to hear. I'll happily clean a jobby in the pants. If he said, Dad, I pooed myself, I would slap him right in the face. I'd say, oi, you fucking clean that yourself. But if he'd have said, Daddy, I did a jobby right in my fucking undies, I would have went, son, I'm fucking proud of you. I want to fucking see a look at this. Oh, it's a fucking cracker, mate. That's what I'd say. If he'd have said, Daddy, I've done a poo in my pants, I'd have said, you fucking clean it. You can't. That would have been it.
And that would
probably used the C word, but just thought that was a wee bit English. Can't.
Yeah, well.
Yep, well, Southampton.
That's it. 1 minute, 2 seconds. 1 hour, 2 minutes.
Closet Southampton fan.
Closet Southampton fan, Kevin McNaughton.
Dimplex.
Because
I got a set of dimples.
Dimples. We'll be back next week, Kev, I think we said, didn't we?
Yep.
That'll be 3 weeks in a row.
I dare you, mate. I dare you.
Daring you. But been a thoroughly enjoyable show again. What I would like to see is if you would like to win a print of Kevin McNaughton's art, then you must send your photographs to the Ace Podcast Nation, any of the social media pages of the worst dressed picture you have of yourself. It's got to be of yourself.
I'll slag the life out of you, but you will win a prize.
Next week, Kevin McNaughton will roast you and then give you a prize.
Roast you, then toast you.
There we go. But the only clarification of it is it has to be of you. You can't just...
No, you can't just take a picture of your mum with her cans out.
You can't even just go and search.
That's
can't search
unacceptable.
on the internet for like badly
Not
dressed
only
people.
is that illegal, it's unacceptable.
Cheers, Wiggy. He says, brilliant show. Thank you.
Wigmeister. The wig
show. He has been quiet tonight, hasn't he?
The Permeister. Donna Per.
Donna Perry.
Thank you.
Donna Perry.
Donna, what are you doing after the show? Oh, hello. Another smashing show, lads. Safe travels. I'm still in my house, so I'm not travelling. Oh, no. Safe. Okay, thank you.
Safe.
Matt Angel.
No.
Matt,
Gavin, it doesn't have to be in football shirts. Just the worst dressed. Worst dressed.
Angel? Matthew, are you a part-time angel?
No, Gav. It doesn't have to be in football shirts. Just has to be the worst dressed photo you can find of yourself.
Gav, know what to do. Just dress up in what you normally do and send in a photo. You might have a chance. You're in with a chance, mate. Just go. Look in your cupboard and grab it.
He's itching to get out. The red wine's in. Kevin Cowell is getting ready. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure as always. We're keeping these ones short and sharp so we don't wear out. Super Kev, we don't wear out people.
Don't want to fatigue me, guys. Don't want to fatigue me. Don't be falling asleep on you.
That would never happen live on a show.
On air. Can you imagine that?
Never. Can you imagine?
Right.
That's not happened twice.
It's never
I don't know what
happened. Never
Did
ever
happen
happened.
a couple of weeks ago, and it definitely did not happen
It could never
in
happen.
the band show, which may one day, if I get my arse in gear, be released with the Patreon. But I can't. If I've got it all set up, like ready to go, it's there.
We're looking for a sponsor, guys.
BlueChew.com. You know it.
Surprise, motherfucker.